والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. The country project coordinator from the University of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, Umuago in Imo State, Professor Chris Emenyono, the EU project team leader, Mr. Chris Adinayo, our very distinguished and special participants at the two-day workshop. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you this morning to today's program. We had a very interesting session yesterday. I believe that we left here fulfilled, and this morning we're back again to complete the mission for which we have set out. I hope you had a restful night, and I once again wish you a successful outing today. Without further ado, today we shall be having two lecture sessions. For this morning, we have as the chairman Professor Chris Emenyono, and the rapporteur is Dr. M.O. Abiola. Dr. Abiola should please proceed to the high table. Okay, so for this session, we shall be having 5 presentations as shown on the program. The first lecture is titled "The Role of Local Authorities in Promoting Digital Solutions for Farmers and Agri-Producers." The lecture is scheduled to hold for 30 minutes, but I urge the presenters to please reduce it by 5 since we are starting by schedule. So we'll be taking each of the lectures for 25 minutes. And to deliver this lecture is the acting dean of the Faculty of Agriculture of this university, Igbaja campus, Dr. K.S. Olorunnisola. Doctor.
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, thumma salatu wa salam ala rasulullah. A very good morning to everyone. Of course, I'm very delighted to be around with you this morning. So many people ask me, why were you not here yesterday? So I say I was invited for today. So apologies that I wasn't showing up yesterday. All right, my talk with us this morning is the roles of local authorities in promoting digital solutions. My slide there. Promoting digital solutions for, monitoring digital solutions for farmers and agribusinesses. So the presentation goes like that. Of course, there will be some introduction, of course, the main discussion, and of course, we have to have some conclusion and references. If we all pay attention, and of course, which I know that we all pay attention to what goes around us, we'll see that over the past few years, the countries around Africa, countries in Africa, they have all concentrated on economic development. And these economic developments are driven by agriculture. If you go to Egypt, Morocco, South Africa, and of course Nigeria, we will discover that there are developments around agriculture. And in Nigeria, specifically in Nigeria, we'll see that the economic growth that we have over years and the commitment of the government has been on the increase in the past 10, 15 years across all administrations that we have. So that tells us that agriculture is a fulcrum, is a cornerstone for economic survival and development. And moving on, the federal government of Nigeria has over the years had increased budgetary allocations, not to any other sector in Nigeria, but to agricultural sector. Because that is the foundation upon which the economy of developing nations is built. When agriculture is removed, then the life of every citizen is taken away. So therefore, successive administrations in Nigeria has favored increased budgetary allocations to agriculture. And up to 2.5 trillion was to be spent this year by the federal government itself. And indeed, this agriculture sector, despite all of those attention by the government and successive governments, is still faced with challenges. It's still faced with challenges, which borders around climate change. Some of those challenges that were there, climate change, insecurity, and inconsistent government policies. We call it policy somersault. I do remember in years back, we used to have Operation Feed the Nation, we used to have green economy, we used to even have what we say agricultural revolution or transformation. All of that were not consistent in delivery of results. And that has been what we have over years. Not until recently that we have political parties on the same platform and they were trying to build on what someone has initiated. That's when Nigeria was moving in a clear direction. I believe we all saw what Goodluck Jonathan did during his administration. Kudos to the former Minister of Agriculture. And of course, the just concluded administration had to build upon that. It did not throw the baby with the bathwater. It has to build upon that. And that's why we can see that,
We are saying that as addition to the above, and in view of the very innovative financial mechanism, they were created to fill the gap left by the traditional model. The traditional model we are talking about is the one I had explained in summary. But this particular digital finance solution, they are created to fill that gap that you are keeping aside for you now to use it to move your business forward. Then, go ahead. We are saying that it is complementary. The primary role of innovative digital finance mechanism is for existing organizations and programs and not to add new actors and complexities in the development landscape. Sustainability, in order to ensure significant and sustainable impacts on the it should be SDG, not millennium, SDGs, the finance mechanism should have the objective and ability to finance long-term. We are not talking of something that can take you long-term, tomorrow, next year, and many more years to come. Therefore, innovative finance mechanism is designed to align with the dynamics of the ecosystem within the sustainable development goals. Next slide. Now, financing agriculture in Nigeria, traditional model. Government funding. the federal government of Nigeria, financing and risk management strategies to support development of agriculture sector include the anchor borrowing scheme, which I had already mentioned. We have the borrowers program the commercial agriculture credit scheme, CACS, and the establishment of NISA. This one has the risk associated to it. Now, these things were deployed as strategies to unlock growth in the agricultural sector of their comparative advantage. All the aforementioned initiatives were designed to deepen the credit market for agribusiness. Now, we have the financial institutions, as I mentioned earlier. These ones, the banks this is what they always give. Now, agriculture contributes to all those percentages I quoted there. But the impact of what I'm trying to say is that both this particular one, the institutions, and the private investors, they have not solved our problem. Next slide. Now, we have what we call development partners, for funding, where you have, they have channeled funding towards to implement policy development and as well as enhance yields and output. Among others, notable among them, we have the AFDB. AFDB means African Development Bank. It funds agriculture. We have the Alliance for the Green Agriculture Revolution in Agriculture, AGRA, the Food and Agriculture